Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone. Today I will be presenting my individual assignment for MGG 361 Introduction to International Business. So, the topic of my presentation is the impact of inflation on international business with a comparison between the United States and Malaysia. I choose this topic because inflation is a current and ongoing global issue that continues to affect economies, business, and consumers even in recent years. Inflation does not only affect domestic markets, but it also has a significant impact on international trades, investment, and business across the country. So, first and foremost is the website reference that I've been used to do this assignment, which is the first one is FAWWAZ.com that I've been used to refer for the United States inflation and the tradingeconomy.coms for the Malaysia inflation. So, the issue that have been chosen is related to Chapter 5, which is International Monetary Systems. So, Chapter 5 explains how monetary systems, currency values, interest rates, and financial stability influence trade and investment. Inflation is considered as a monetary issue because it affects the value of money, purchasing power of the people itself, and exchange rates. When inflation is high, it creates an instability in the international monetary system, which can affect business confidence and across border transactions. Therefore, inflation fits clearly under Chapter 5 and is relevant to international business. So now, what is inflation? Inflation is refers to a continuous increase in the general price level of goods and services over time. When inflation increases, the purchasing power of money also will be decreased, meaning consumers need more money to buy the same products. In an international context, inflation can also affect currency value of the country itself and the exchange rates between countries. Central banks often respond to inflation by adjusting interest rates to stabilize the economy. However, controlling inflation is challenging because it can affect economic growth and business activities. So now, let's take a look to the inflation in the United States. So, in the United States, inflation rose significantly after the COVID-19 pandemic. This was mainly due to strong consumer demand when the economy reopened combined with supply chain disruption and labor shortages. During the pandemic, the US government also introduced stimulus packages which increased money supply in the economy. To control inflation, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates. While this policy helped slow down inflation, it also increased borrowing costs for businesses and reduced investments and consumer spending. As a result, international business operating in US or United States had to adjust their pricing and expansion strategies. So now we see how inflation affected Malaysia. We will discuss about it, which is in Malaysia, inflation is influenced by different factors compared to United States. Malaysia depends heavily on imported goods such as food, fuel, and raw materials. When global prices increase or when the Malaysian currency weakens, the cost of imported rises. This leads to higher price domestically and increases the cost of living for consumers. Small and medium enterprises are also affected because of high costs reduced profit margins. Therefore, inflation in Malaysia is more related to import dependency and exchange rate movements of the country. So, what is the impact of the inflation on the internet business? Inflation has a significant impact on international business operations. So, firstly, companies face higher production of operating costs, especially for raw materials and transportation and energy. As a result, many international businesses are forced to increase prices, which can reduce their global competitiveness in global markets. Secondly, Inflation also affects foreign direct investment. When inflation is high, economic conditions are uncertain, investors become more cautious and may delay or cancel their investment decisions. Besides that, it impacts on international business. Inflation also affects the overall economy. Rising prices reduce purchasing power and slow down economic growth and increase the cost of living of the consumers of the country itself. From a social perspective, households experience financial pressure as wages do not always increase at the same pace as prices. This can lead to lower living standards and higher income inequality. Politically, governments may face public dissatisfactions and pressure to introduce subsidies, price controls, or policy interventions to control the inflations. So, as overall, inflation creates challenges not only for businesses but also for the economy and the society as a whole. So we move to the recommendation that have been chosen for this issue. There are four of them. So first of all, to handle inflations, central banks should adjust interest rate carefully to control prices without harming the economic growth. So the second one is government should be control and strengthen the local production and reduce dependence on imports to stabilize the prices. And next is at business level, companies should improve the cost efficiency and diversifying supply chains and also manage currency risks. Because of that, the international also is cooperation is also important to maintaining the stability in the global monetary system. Finally, I will conclude my presentations. So, in conclusion, inflation is a major global monetary issue and remains relevant in recent years. This issue is closely related to Chapter 5 in international monetary systems, although the United States and Malaysia experience inflation differently. Both face challenges in economic stability and international business operations. Therefore, understanding inflation is essential for making effective international business decisions. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.